Hi, we're standing here with Bryon Surace from Microsoft. Hi, Bryon. Can you introduce yourself a little bit?
Yeah, well, I'm Bryon Surace from Microsoft. I've been with Microsoft for about 13 years. I've spent most of the time on the server side of the house working on virtualization, Hyper-V. But now, just over the last few months, I've transitioned to be on the Azure team, working on some partner programs as well as infrastructure as a service. So running virtual machines, not on-premise, but now in the cloud.
And you had two sessions today, both on the infrastructure as a service platform with Azure. And can you tell us what both sessions were about?
Yeah, well, the first section was basically an overview of IaaS, or Infrastructure as a Service. It's a newly, well, when I say newly, it's been available in general availability for about a year now. So about 1 year ago, we actually released it to market. So my first session was overall the Infrastructure as a Service platform, how it works, what the different characteristics of it are, and some considerations for using Infrastructure as a Service. And the second session was actually more targeted and focused specifically on dev, test, and demo environments. So considerations on how to use Azure, pricing, billing, VPNs, tunneling, connecting your on-premise to your environment in the cloud for dev test.
So if I'm a system administrator and I would like to build a lab for myself to work on some stuff, what would be your biggest tip for using the Azure platform?
Well, there's a couple different things. So one, as I alluded to already, is thinking about how do I use my on-premise, how do I use my PaaS services, platform as a services, and how do I use my infrastructure as a services combined. Maybe I have Active Directory on site, maybe I have DNS. How do these things integrate together, and what are the options? So that's one consideration. And the other really is around pricing. Recently we've introduced new billing models, we've introduced models around MSDN users to really make it economical to build up very rapidly and very inexpensively a test environment just to be able to throw it away and start over and make it economical to do that.
Okay, great. And what is for you the coolest thing to be able to work on the Azure platform with Microsoft?
Well, I think there's a couple things, but one of them is it's kind of the stepping stone mentality or on-ramp mentality. When Azure was first launched, it was all around platform as a service. Now we've gone back and said, well, a lot of customers want to use their existing workloads, their existing virtual machines. So we've been building on-ramps to enable them to do that. And IaaS is an iteration of that. But that's kind of the motto of the Azure team. Unlike traditional Windows Server where you're on a long release cycle, Azure is constantly updating, it's constantly improving. If you've looked at Infrastructure as a Service 9 months ago, it's changed since then, and it's constantly evolving and changing. And so that's a fun part of being on the team and a fun part of seeing the evolution of Azure.
And for system administrators, you want to tell them to just go try it out, or?
Yeah, go try it out. It's really easy to create virtual machines. If you have an MSDN subscription, you already have access to run free virtual machines. Depending on your subscription level, you get credits that you can run the virtual machines for. It's simple, it's fun, go try it.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. We had you last year as well, yep. And we hope to have you next year as well. So have a nice trip in the Netherlands.
Great, thank you. It's always a pleasure to be here. I appreciate it.